I need you to do me a favor, bro. I need you to clean up these items. I don't want to get tetanus, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Google, how do I remove rust off an object and save my friend from tetanus? Wait a second, is that what I think it is? Bingo.
Lightning McQueen here, and I use Rusty's medicated bump ointment, new rear end formula. Nothing sues a rusty bumper like Rusty's. Wow, look at that shine. Use Rusty's.
Seems legit. Alright, let's see this magic in action. Little bit, it should be enough, right? What the heck? Why is it not working? What the heck? It's still rusty.
Rusty's.
Sounds good, doesn't work.
Unlike Lightning McQueen's Rusty's, electrolysis is not a scam. It is in fact used to remove rust off metals, and I'll be using Fuel School's animation on YouTube in order to better explain this concept. The process of electrolysis is as follows. There's two electrodes. There's the positive, which is the anode, which attracts the anions from the solution, and then there's the negative, which is the cathode, and it attracts the cations from the solution. In between both of the electrodes is the power source, which allows the electrons to move from the positive electrode, which is the anode, to the negative electrode, which is the cathode. The liquid is considered the electrolyte, and it's very important because not only does it allow the electrical current to flow through it, but it also is what allows a chemical reaction to happen within the electrodes. With this general understanding of what electrolysis is, let's dive into the specifics of how it applies to removing rust. Here's a look at the complete setup of the electrolysis process. On the left hand side we have our cathode with the rusted objects suspended in the water. On the right hand side we have the anode, which is an iron rebar, also called the sacrificial anode. And on the top left hand corner we can see the power source, which is also a car battery charger, and it's connected, the leads are connected to the appropriate cathode and anode. In the center we have the solution, which has washing soda, or otherwise known as sodium carbonate, and this helps conduct the electricity. So how exactly is the rust being removed? Well, Andrew Westcott published a detailed explanation of this, but here's the summary. Essentially, when iron is oxidized, it rusts, and that's what happens. Here's the rusting equation. But in the electrolysis process, the exact opposite is happening. When it's attached to the cathode, the rusted object is being reduced and the oxygen leaves that object. Therefore, the rust is lost. We can see from this bubbling that there is a chemical reaction happening. The reaction has been running for a little under 24 hours now, and as you can see there's a lot of gunk here, and the reaction itself has slowed down a lot. The bubbling is not as heavy as it used to be. The anode has a lot of gunk attached to it, and let's see the results of how much of the rusting actually came off of our objects. As you can see, there's a pretty comparable difference. Almost all the rust has gone off the nail and the clip. As for the social impact, according to the tetanus surveillance article, it has reported that there has been a decline in almost 95% in terms of tetanus cases. However, you can never be safe against tetanus as long as rust exists, and for that reason the electrolysis process is very important, since you can remove rust on a very large scale, since you can use almost any object of any shape or size and remove almost all the rust off of it. And this can be important for workplace or industry where people are constantly working around machinery that might be old or might be in contact with water. Lastly, electrolysis is used in many different processes, from preparing elements to refining copper to electroplating to separating elements to even hair removal.